What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to talk about a secret, a very big secret that will help you get massive gains, and this is utilizing higher time frames. So a lot of people get fixated on the shorter term trades, so they look at the minutes, the hours, even a few days. So this might help you get a couple percent gains in like a single play or something. However, a lot of gains are made with the really big trades. Does this mean going all in your accounts on one trade for no reason? Nah, this means capturing different trades and integrating them, consolidating them into one or two trades that match different time frames. So you're trying to capture the traders that are trading the weekly time frame. You're trying to capture the traders that are trading the daily. Other traders that are trading the 5, 15, 30 minute. If you're able to capture multiple trades and put them into a single trade, you're going to make a lot of gains with that single trade. So let's go into our first example. The first example is the weekly time frame. So you can see now that Bitcoin has ran up massively after breaking its all-time high around 20K, around right here. Now it went up to around 58K and then it corrected down. So what can we do in this scenario? So we know that each bull cycle, how much Bitcoin tends to run for a long time is usually between 1.5 to 2 years. So that puts the end of this bull cycle around August till November, December-ish. So as this continues, the growth is logarithmic. So it's parabolic, so it goes up super quickly. So it could shoot up to 80 to 100K. Similarly to what happened here in the past in 2017, 2018, where it shot up multiple times. You can see here, went from like 5K to like 17, 18, 20K-ish. So same thing could happen here. You could take advantage of that by mostly going long on big dips. So if you try to mostly short this market, you're going to run into a lot of problems because in this parabolic movement where it just shoots up super quick, it tends to break all-time highs very frequently. So your short positions will constantly have to be covered as it'll keep going up. So a possible trade you can make a note of is sometime in between August to December, it will start selling off and probably will start reversing to a bear market in which you could start shorting more towards then. Alright, so that was the weekly time frame. Now we're going to look at the daily time frame, so a shorter time frame. So if you look at the past, it tends to run up for a month and then drop down for a couple weeks and then goes up for like a month-ish, drops down a couple weeks, goes up for a month-ish, and maybe it'll drop down for 1 or 2 weeks this time. If you want to go even more specifics, you can see that it goes up 5 to 6 days, 4 or 5 days, drops down. Same thing, 4 or 5 drops, 4 or 5 drops, 4 or 5 drops. Same thing, 4 or 5 drops. So we can see that more clearly in the 4-hour time frame, which we'll pull up later. So the significance of this is that for the several weeks in which it goes up, just fully ride the long wave. And then once you see that it's starting to overcook a little bit, you can see that our side's like around 85-ish every time it starts pulling back. So you can set alerts around RSI above 80, and you can check adding a channel here just to see whether it fits it or not, to see how much it cools off. Right here, then we can pull it forward, something like that, to see how far it breaks down. We'll adjust it a little bit here. So it could break down to like 42, 41K-ish level, and it'll still be in the bull market, or very high sign of that. So practical takeaways from this include going mostly long for those couple weeks, and then you could take a risk by once it starts showing signs of a bearish reversal, you start shorting then. And if you really want to be more specific with the short-term trades, you can go long for those 4 to 6 days, and then at the 7th, 8th day, you can be extra cautious and not trade at all, just rest. or you can take a slight short position as it tends to sell off that 7th or 8th day. Okay, now let's move on to the 4-hour time frame, so a little bit less. So let's try to see if we can snipe in a long entry as it's been selling off the past 2 days. So let's see where we can get it. We can create a trend line at the recent all-time high, 58K. Another run here at the next resistance right here. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. Another one around right here at the next recent drop of 45K. Then another one in the middle to make it a little more organized around 50K. So what's below 45K, which you could drop at? Next one is around 42K at the next support around here. And another one will be around 38, 37K-ish. So as we saw in that previous channel 4 in the daily time frame, if it goes around the 41 to 42K level, we're still good to go in this bull market. However, if it dips below, it drops like 38, 37, goes even farther, then we might be in trouble, in which it might reverse to a bear market. So what we could do is that since it bounced off 45K, we could see whether it starts retesting towards 45K or not, or if you want to be slightly more risky, you can start adding into your long positions for a possible shorter term trade, as it seems to be making a higher lows, but also there's lower highs, so maybe like a bullish or like a pennant pattern in the short term, like right here. We can probably zoom this in for the 1 hour, so it could break down below or higher. Alright, so our final analysis would be on the shortest time frame, the 1 hour time frame. So let's see if we can even snipe in a better entry. So as we can see from the previous pennant we drew, let's draw it up a little bit. So it's a bearish pennant, as if before it tends to go down and then it creates a pattern, it tends to shoot down. So we gotta keep that in mind. You can set notifications here to see if it breaks below the trend line or above the trend line over here for this bullish pennant. If it breaks below, bearish, which is more expected. Breaks above, more bullish, which will be solid. So as of now, it is consolidating. You can see that it sells off, then it tries to break above, but it can't really get past 50K. Then it sells off, but there's a higher low. Then it tries to break above again. However, it sells off again, but there's a higher low. So in this position, it's probably best to not enter in anything just yet. Let's wait until it either makes a decision, everyone else goes up, breaks it above or below. So this is the usefulness of using a lower time frame, as you can really snipe in those entries to confirm your higher time frame analysis, such as on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so let's put it all together, right? So the longer term context of this current market is that until around maybe August till November, December-ish, the overall trend is bullish. So that means it's more favorable for you to go long on the big dips and to possibly start going short more frequently on around August to November-ish, when price action starts getting noticeably weaker. And then we go on a daily time frame, we see that every couple of weeks there tends to be a bullish trend, and then for 1 to 3 weeks after that there tends to be a sell-off. So during those few weeks where there's a bullish trend, you go mostly long, and then when it starts showing price weakness for those 1 to 2 weeks, you can possibly go short. Then the 4-hour time frame, you see that it is trying to find a new support after selling off to 2 days. So based off of past history, it'll probably continue, or it'll probably sell off or try to break below 45K, in which it might maybe go horizontal, and then which altcoins like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot could start rallying, as they tend to rally as Bitcoin stalls. And then for the 1 hour time frame, if you're looking for an entry in Bitcoin, it's forming a bearish pennant right now, higher high lows and lower highs, so it has to make a decision to go up or down. So in which case you probably shouldn't enter anything right now, as it could go either way. So this is the power of using higher time frames and then slowly sniping in your entry or exit using lower time frames. If you're able to capture multiple time frames, you can make the really big trades, such as the big shorts near the end of the bull cycle between August to September, November-ish. You can capture a great long position after this fully corrects down, and then maybe if it goes around 44, 43K-ish, you go long, you ride the wave all the way up for the next few weeks of that long medium-term cycle to 70, 80K-ish, and use leverage on top of that, and that could be an easy 500% move or something. So, hope these tips help, and talk to y'all next time.